Hello guys, so welcome to the stream. Sorry about the start. I had a bit of a panic. I hit the go live button and it said something. It came up with a red message and I thought, oh no, what's happened? And then it just said something about traffic being high or something. So I started the video again and I think you might have got a flash of me, but no harm done. So yeah, today I've called the hobby show general stuff. I've had a bit of problem. I still can't find my part for the Route Master, so I've ordered a new issue, and it's going to be up to 2 weeks. So we're doing general stuff today, but I've got some exciting things to show you, some really, really exciting stuff. And what could be better and more exciting than my co-host Horlicks?
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, very good. Yeah, I'm a bit of discomfort today. I seem to have pulled my back and it's really uncomfortable. But so if you hear me groaning throughout the show, it's because I'm having a shooting pain. But no, yeah.
When you feel a bit in too much discomfort, just say, and we'll allow you to go and get some rest.
Yeah, no, I know, I'll be all right. But no, it's gone around really quick this week, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we have a guest. We have a wonderful guest. He ticks every single box. He's talented. He's suave, sophisticated, handsome. He sings really well. Can you think of anything else, Horlicks? But it's Dave's Hobbies.
Hello, Matt, and hello. Yes, it's me, Dave's Hobbies. Yeah, I'm here tonight with Penny and Horlicks. Thanks for slinging me a link tonight, Penny, for tonight's show. It's much appreciated. Yeah, I've got some exciting things to see, haven't we? And some exciting things to do.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
So basically what had happened, we were about to start the show and then this layabout from the street just appeared out of nowhere, didn't he? And he was asking us all these funny questions. So we just thought, well, all right, let's add him on to the show then. So it's Jordan Dave.
Thanks, Penny. Thanks very much. Not my reputation down here. No, I'd come on and ask Penny a question and then she'd invited us on. Thank you very much, Penny.
It's not a problem. It's not like I think you're going to bring the stream into some kind of dispute. I mean, I keep trying to find someone that will, but I can't find anyone. But no, it's always a pleasure having you on, Geordie. And, you know, I say this a lot. Everybody needs a Dave. We've got 2 tonight. So
yeah,
what could go wrong?
Yeah.
So, what should we do? Let's do comments first, shall we, Horlicks?
Yeah.
Do you fancy a job, or is your back not up to it?
No, I can do it if you want.
That sounded really sarcastic then, but it wasn't meant to be.
So the gold star goes to Build with Adrian. Hi, everyone.
Hello, Adrian.
Oh, that's not working. There we go. I've adjusted the volume on the noises now. Everyone did. That's a little bit loud.
So yeah, Build with Adrian. Hi, everyone on the Hobby Show. Silver is Yorkshire Craft, though.
Hi, Julie.
She says hello, everyone. And then bronze is David Bassett.
Okay.
Good evening, Penny.
Hi, David.
I'm starting to run off now, haven't I?
Good evening, everyone.
Make you laugh about this, Dave.
We won't ask.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think I put everyone off tonight, haven't I?
Yeah, that's it. It's
well, we can't do it anymore. We've just been put off. So David Bassett says, "Good evening, Penny, Horlicks, and everyone watching tonight."
Yeah.
Good evening, David.
We've got Dano Builds. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Dano.
Oh, Daryl.
Hello, Dano. We've got Dave's Hobbies. Hello, friend.
Hello, Dave's Hobbies. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
We've got Peter Whitlock. Good evening, everyone, and well done, Dave and Christine, on finishing their buses. They look superb.
Well, thank you. Thank you ever so much, Peter. Yeah, you might look at one later as well, so keep watching.
I've said this before. Anyone with those skills with a rattle can, absolutely amazing. I use an airbrush, and I like an airbrush because it gives a nice, thin, gradual build-up of paint. I don't like spray cans because they're a bit quick for me. It's like... So anyone who's got the skills for with a rattle can has got my vote any day. So yeah, well done, Dave.
Thank you.
We've got P40F20. Hi all. No Route Master then.
No, I keep looking for my issue 103, and I was a bit panicky because the only copy I could find online was 60 quid on eBay, and I'm like, I really can't afford that no matter how desperate. And then I suppose it was a bit of a silly comment. Why the hell I didn't think of it? And someone said, ring up the Hachette. Sometimes the website's a little bit out of date and they actually have got stock. And I rang them up and they said, yeah, we've got one of those. I said, I need it. Send it to me now. So I paid me money and there's another one coming on its way. We all know that 5 minutes after the postman delivers it, I will find it. But I'm that desperate for it. I really don't mind.
Yeah, it's always the way, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got Love Minis. Hi all. Hello, Love Minis.
I love minis.
We've got Mike Tedstone. Hello, Trouble all.
Yeah.
Hello,
he accuses me of abusing him and picking on him, but you can see the facts for yourself, can't you?
We've got Dave Mack. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Hello, Dave. Guys, Dave, can you post a link to your channel in the chat? The reason I say it, I don't normally like people just posting links willy-nilly, but I look at your channel and the only comment I can make about your channel is, why have you got so few subscribers for the quality of your stream? So, guys, take a look at his channel. It's really good. It really is good.
Yeah, I caught a video the other day, actually.
Yeah, he's got an exciting new build on his channel. So there you go. He's got secret surprises, and you'll only find out if you actually go over to his channel and have a look.
Okay. So we've got Mark Osborne, No Route Master, Crying Faces, Evening also. So who has snow?
Well, hi, man.
We have snow, but I think it's been quite disappointing, really. I kind of worry that we get so much snow that I can't work because being an agency bus driver, I don't get paid if I work. So I don't really want snow. But for all the snow we're expecting, we got a little bit of snow, about an inch. And then by the time a couple of buses had ridden over it, it's like a very thin layer of white. Went a little bit shiny and clear the next day, but it's pretty much all gone now. There's no more green than there is white on the grass outside. So
Oh, it's not yeah.
yeah,
Good 2 inches up here.
yeah. Well, you always have to put twice as much effort up there, don't you?
Scotland.
We were a bit white yesterday. The road's been fine. Apart from one road, I got a bit caught on in the BMW because it's very good in the ice. But no, it's all gone now. So we had a bit of snow.
I suppose it's a good snow. It's enough snow for the kids to have a bit of fun with the snowballs and snowmen, but not enough snow to cause too much trouble.
Yeah.
So I suppose it was balanced snow, wasn't it? Good and bad.
So yeah, we've got Chris A. Hello everyone. Hope you're all staying safe and warm. It's freezing here.
Hello, darling.
We had a lovely stream this afternoon with Chris on. She was an absolutely wonderful guest. Don't tell Dave, but probably one of the best guests I've ever had on one of my shows.
Thank you.
We've got Dave Mack. We've had Snow, Mark Osborne. Chris Davies Wells. Hi all. How's everyone this evening?
Hi, Chris.
Hi, yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
You got Mike Tedstone. Hi, Horlicks. Hello, Mike. Chris A. We have Snow, Mark.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I saw some pictures today.
Yeah.
We've got Paul Wright. I was only joking about the earthquake, Penny.
Yeah, no, what it was it threw me. I released a Fiat today, and Paul Wright left a comment, "Have you had earthquake?" And I didn't quite understand, so I said, "No, why?" I wasn't sure if he was like getting at something. No, I didn't take it really seriously, and I wasn't offended. I don't think I've ever been offended by a comment anyone's left on my YouTube channel. But no, you didn't need to come in and go and explain yourself. But I was just like, maybe I missed something, you know. Maybe I sometimes I miss things. I'm not as brilliant as a lot of people make out that I am, and I just wondered if there was something that I missed. So no, I'm sorry if I didn't. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul. We've got Andy M. Evening all. Hope you're all okay.
Hello, Andy M.
Hi, Andy.
Mike Tedstone. Hi, Dave.
So was that meant for me and Dave? Hello, Mike.
We've got David Bassett. Good evening today. Say both your route masters are stunning.
Hi, David. Thank you ever so much.
And then we've got Mike Tedstone. Hi, Dave.
Again. Hi, Dave.
There's a lot of Daves. just keep writing that.
We invited about 4 or 5 Daves on the show. We could probably keep Mike Tedstone going all night then.
Yeah. And then we got Mark Osborne. I have none, but it's Baltic outside.
It is cool, yeah.
We've got David Bassett. YA man to Geordie Dave.
Why, aye?
Man.
Why, man?
Quiet out.
P40F28. It's Dave Horlicks, and not Dave.
That's yeah.
Chris Davies World says too early for that. It's not after 9.
It's not what you think, Chris. It was what you thought, Chris. It was it was just something that someone sent me, and it was a friend of mine got excited about something. So and he went, "Oh, I sounded a bit funny then, didn't I?" And I went, "Yeah." So we just kept it just for a bit of fun. So
George Crofter says laugh out loud, Penny. Dave Mack says it's been a bit of a nightmare doing the chassis, but I got there eventually.
Is that what, on the bus or?
Then we've got Chris Davies World. For all the days we need a voice name. Code, sorry. Yeah, Chris Davies World says code.
Code name, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got Love Minis at Penny's Pit Stop. How how could miss an earthquake?
You know me, I could miss anything. I did have half hour sleep before the stream. I'd miss an earthquake when I sleep.
Yeah, I would as well. I sleep for anything and the fire alarm.
Yeah.
Paul Wright says, hi, Alex and Dave. Cameron said hi to you all.
Hi, Cameron.
Hello.
Thanks for watching.
Hi, Cameron. I know you didn't mention me, but hi, I'm going to give you a hi anyway.
Oh, Cameron.
And then Dave Mack says, the new model of the Freightliner.
Yeah, of course. Why did I not think of that? So, yeah.
Okay.
And that is the chat and that.
That
Wow.
is chat. Well, for at least now, this second, because any second now there'll be lots more chat. So the reason we have asked Dave, apart from the fact that he's stunningly brilliant and excellent, is that we thought we might have the chance to talk about his bus that he's just finished, and we can never get bored of looking at your buses. So
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Your vehicles.
Yeah. Well, we'll have a look. We'll have a look and see what you think of it. I'll just try and get my camera sorted.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a look.
So that's absolutely fine. Have we seen your bus, Geordie?
We'll have a bit of a talk.
My bus is above this.
Ah, that's why we've not seen it. I hope it's safe.
Okay.
That's heavy, you know. If that falls on your head, you're going to know all about it.
Yeah.
It's just
Right,
there.
let's see if we can get a bit flashy. Look at that.
Yeah.
We can all be on stream, but Dave gets the limelight.
A bit flashy with Christine's bus. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit lopsided, is this camera, but you'll have
That's
to.
all right. It's travelling downhill at the moment.
It's going downhill, and they always go faster going downhill, don't
Just
they?
gotta watch out for that brake fade.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Could do well without that.
Yeah.
So nasty thing is brake fade.
Yes. Yeah.
Kind of a bit squarer
We
there.
get that a lot with our forklift when it warms up.
So yeah,
Brake and nothing happens.
really. Well,
Push it really hard.
you'll tell me if you can't see it any longer, and I'll try and spin it round. So yeah, this is Christine's Route Master, all nicely finished. Oh, I just can't stop loving it and caressing it.
Do you know what? I would be the same. I mean, I'm sure that's a moment for after 9 o'clock, but we know.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Anyway, this is obviously the Route Master that we're all interested in. Yeah, Christine's Route Master, the Shilliby Route Master RM2208. Yeah, completely and utterly finished, apart from the AEC badge on the front, which I don't think you can see actually on that. You might be able to see it there.
If it's not there, will we?
No, you won't be able to see it there, but let me bring it down a little bit. So, yeah, you can see it there, can't you? So, yeah, the AEC badge on the front, I've got some stickers. In actual fact, they're like transfers, but they are stickers. So, the idea is that I need some thin plastic card to make just the little bit that goes underneath that badge that connects to the silver bit here. And I need to shape it specially to around this badge, and it'll go underneath that badge, and the badge will sit on top, and then there'll be some chrome strip just down there, and that will finish that front end off completely. So yeah, but I'll do that another day. And we've got this side now all complete and all done, including the driver in the cab. I don't know whether you can see him or not. Let's go back up a bit more. Don't know whether you can see him in the cab there.
I can see a hat.
Actually, yeah, he's actually in the cab.
And he's
yeah,
got all his fingers.
Yeah, he's got all his fingers.
Yeah, I did see that.
He's got all his fingers, and yeah, he's driving away. We've got the two rose roundels on, which was supposed to be on, one on the front and one on the back.
That's
and
nice.
all the transfers on the side. I'm not so sure that these number plates and everything are the correct ones, but I decided to leave them on, and I decided to leave the destinations as the Harshep destinations. because I thought it was too hard to replicate that on any other way. Going to the back end of the book, I'm just twisting around to see if I can actually see. We've got the conductress in the back there. Can you see her? Just there.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's going up. I think it's up. She's on the first step. Is the conductress. So yeah, she's up there. We've got Mr. Harshett up there, sat in this corner, and smoking away on his pipe. And then we've got all the figures
in those days, weren't you?
So we've got all the figures in. We've got the football fan there, Twiggy. We've got the old lady and the young boy sat at the front of the bottom deck. That's exactly where Christine wanted them to be in this model, because obviously it's Airbus. So yeah, we've got. I think the lovers are upstairs as well. You might be able to pick them up upstairs. So my camera's a bit slow, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, you can probably see them upstairs. So yeah, the lovers are upstairs. One sat on this side, one sat on the other side. It's like they've had an argument, or they're just trying to make things up a little bit or whatever. But anyway, they decided to have a private chat up there near the front end of the bus. So while Mr. Harshett was at the back.
It must have been quite an intense chat, because there's no one else around them. They've all decided to give them their space.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think so. So, but yeah, that's it. All done, dusted, completely done. Apart from the AEC badge, and am I pleased with it? Yes, I am. Is Christine pleased with it? Yes, of course she is.
Well, that's all that matters, isn't it? So long as Christine's happy, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks.
Yeah.
Can you put advertising stickers on the side, or leave them like that?
No, we're going to leave it like that. Christine wants to leave it like that because we tried an advert on there, and it just looks too full. It looks like there's far too much there. It's far too busy. So
that's what I thought with the stickers for the front.
Yeah, it's far too busy over the front, wasn't they? But yeah, it's got the wing mirrors on and the indicators. It's got all them sorted now. And you're lucky to see it actually, because it's just going to go away in storage because I'm about to start on several other models. So I wanted it to go away nice and safe along with the other two, and it'll be packed away nice and safe for about maybe a couple of months, something like that, and then I'll be getting them out and doing little bits to them. Such as the AEC badge, and maybe doing something with the base as well, with the mirror tiles and whatever. Yeah. So yeah, but I wanted to get the main parts of it painted and put back together, and just in one piece there, so that I wasn't messing around with any other pieces that might get lost anywhere. So but yeah, I am really pleased how this has turned out, and I tell you what, I couldn't be more happier with the feedback that I'm getting from the guys and girls on the Route Master group. So thank you very much indeed for all your nice, kind words about our buses, because it means such a lot to us. It's been 3 years of damned hard work, but I thoroughly believe it's really worth it. And there's been times when I've thought I can't do this any longer, and yet I've given it a week off or something, and then I've gone back to it, and I've come across problems like painting the plastic parts, and paint's been running, and like you was explaining, Penny, about rattle cans. They're not easy to spray with.
No.
Definitely not.
I don't know how many people actually have sprayed with an airbrush and with rattle cans. I spray miniature models with rattle can primer, but that's not anywhere near what you're painting with.
Yeah.
Primers are so forgiving. You don't tell, but if you spray the same way I spray with primer, if you spray normal paint the same way I paint primer, that would just be one big blob of paint. So
yeah, I understand.
I can paint well. I don't class myself as an expert or or an intermediate. Well, I'm not an expert, but I'm not a beginner.
Yeah.
And I would struggle. Well, I think I would struggle with the. I mean, some of the flat panels, yeah, they're easy enough, but you're not. It's not all pure flat panel, is it?
No, some of them cabs are atrocious to paint, absolutely atrocious to paint. But yeah, and I don't know whether you'll believe me or not, but this is the first time that I have done something like this in my lifetime. So
Well, a couple of people have said they've done things for, and this is really pleasing. You've got you with this, Fleetwood J with his diorama.
yeah,
All people have done is just sort of done their own research, and they've got really good results. And it just, I've always said to people, give it a go. I mean, I've been pushing you. I'm not saying your bus is great because of what I've said, but
yeah.
a lot of people have said, because you don't know how good or bad you are until you actually try it out, do you?
That's right, yeah. And when we first started on this venture, Chris said to me, do you really think you're capable enough to do? I said, I'm going to have a go. And I think I started spraying the front end, the bonnet and everything first off. I spent quite a bit of money on the paint, because the paint that's actually on here is actually on the real bus. It's that paint code that I've used.
Yeah.
So and even down to the red and the gold. So so it's all the proper paint that was on actually the real bus. So and I can say it wasn't very cheap. I can say I have spent a lot of money on the paint. And but yeah, as I said, there have been times when I've felt really despondent about it and thought, I'm never going to get to the end of this. Then all of a sudden, it's like pop, and it's done. And you don't even think about the 3 years that's gone by since then. This last week or so, I've been thinking, goodness me, look what I've got. Look what I've done. Look what the sheer dedication of all them times where I said to Chris, I don't know whether I can do this. And she said, well, just give it a few days off, and no, I really do. I really do appreciate it.
When you've had time off from the bus, and I think you even said, you know what, I can't face the bus at the moment. I'm taking it. And and it's not been all plain sailing, has it, Dave? I know you've made a few cock ups here and there.
Yeah, definitely made a few cock-ups here and there, and actually only scrapped a couple of panels, or a couple of pieces, should I say. But yeah, the plastic pieces were horrendously a nightmare to get them something like. And even the wheels weren't very good to spray, because obviously you have to do it without the tires on and what have you. So, but yeah. We've picked out little pieces in silver paint on the other one, and there's little silver pieces that's got to be picked out in this one, such as the step and everything. But yeah, that's all little jobs that can be done later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you're not proud of that, Dave, I don't know why.
I'm very, very proud of it, and very aware though that it's taken 3 years. 3 years work.
But maybe that's good that it came out in a part work. If you'd have got this all in one model, it could have been too daunting.
Yeah, very, very daunting indeed. Yeah, very daunting. Yeah, definitely. Was I mad to take it on? Yes, I was mad to take it on. And was I mad to spray that first panel with some other coloured paint? Yes, I was mad. But yeah, no. I wouldn't have them any other way now. I definitely wouldn't have them any other way. So, but yeah, we're very fortunate. We've got one that's totally out the packet, which was donated to us, which we will treasure and treasure for all the rest of our lives. We've got my East Yorkshire one, and then this one, and I think that's all anybody can ask for, really. We've got one of them all, really, haven't we? We've got all them that's special to us anyway. The London Transport one, this one, and the East Yorkshire one. They are special to us. And as I've said right from the beginning, I wanted to do this in honour of my dad, to actually show them at different places throughout the year, in the summer months. And there's COVID in the way, etc. But hopefully we might get them out to a couple of shows, probably back end of this year or next year. We don't know, but we've got them done now for showing purposes. And the other buses that I want to show with them, they'll go with them as well at shows. And then of course the other models that we're going to be doing, they'll go to shows with us with these as well. So yeah, looking forward to getting on with our other models and looking forward to showing them as well, because they look totally different in real life. You know, they look far better than you can portray them on a photograph. So, but yeah, a big, huge, enormous thank you to all those that's helped me along the way, by sending presents or bits and pieces or paint or, or even, a model or whatever. Thank you ever so much, because this was a dream, and it's now turned into a reality, and it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for all the help and support that we've had throughout the last 3 years. So thank you ever so much to all of you who've helped.
I know I'm going to be doing, I know I'll do this out of sequence. I will get to every bit of chat, but I've just seen this bit of chat come in that I think is really relevant right now. You said about the adverts on the bus. Dave Bassett says there are 9 route masters painted into this livery. 5 carried North Thames gas adverts. The rest had various other advertisers, but RM2208 has appeared back in that livery without any adverts.
Yeah, that's correct. In actual fact, David, there was 12 route masters painted in this livery, and one down the fleet line.
Yeah. So I'm kind of reading that as you're not doing it wrong by not putting adverts on, but at the end of the day, it's got to be pleasing to you.
So 2208 was actually owned by a good friend of ours, Malcolm Kim in Leeds, and he restored this bus, RM2208, in the Dewsbury Bus Museum actually, and then he actually brought it through to a rally that me and Christine had organised, all the way from Dewsbury to East Yorkshire here, and I was absolutely dumbfounded when it actually came into the show ground where we was. It looks absolutely wonderful, and it just actually finished restoring it, and it looked absolutely pristine. And then, goodness me, RM2208 turned up a bit later on by somebody, Adam Connor in London. And then there's several other people that know it as well, and several other people that we know that have actually ridden on it. Steve Owen was one of them that's actually ridden on it on 2208. Yeah. What reg number is RM2208? It's CUV 208C.
You do know Mike's now going to Google that, and he's going to find you pictures.
Yeah, CUV 208C.
Right.
Yeah.
That is absolutely fantastic, and thank you for that, Dave. It's always a pleasure seeing your work.
You're absolutely welcome, and I'll show you a few more other little things that we're going to get into a bit later on. So
okay.
I'll revert my camera back now.
Yep. Right. See if I can work out where we are on the chart.
We are here.
Okay.
The last comment we read out.
Yeah.
So, Chris Davies Wells, for anyone who watches me, also the Jag is coming back on the 20th weekly from there.
Fantastic, because I've enjoyed doing the Jag. There are some very frustrating areas of it, and in fact, actually, there's some completely opposite bits. I'm about to film an episode where there are, believe me or not, there are actually more stages of the build than there are parts. And that's counting each individual screw as a part. There's one piece, 3 screws, and the instructions are in 5 stages. So that's the other extreme that the build goes to. But those wheels, oh, they are so well. Don't need to tell you I must have put. I don't think I'm lying when I said I was working on a wheel for about 6-8 hours before I finally figured them out. And once you figure them out, you're like, oh, well, hey, and it still takes about 3/4 of an hour to do each row of spokes. So, but yeah, absolutely brilliant. You will, Chris, you will cry, you will laugh, you will invent new emotions. You will go through a whole spectrum of things, and then when you've done it, you will have really earned the pride that you'll have for it.
Yeah, really good. We've got David Bassett says, "Oh, great! We get to view Dave Say's bus fleet." So yeah, that was really good. Chris Davies well says, "Dave, you need a bus garage next or a bus depot." And then Chris Davies says, "Stunning, Dave S."
Thank you.
Love Minis says, Dave's hobbies, great bus.
Thank you. I love minis.
David Bassett says, I remember seeing one of those should be commemorative RMs at Sion Park?
Sion Park, yeah.
Sion Park. When the LT Museum was based there, they were first put into service. When they were first put into service,
1979, that would be.
See what Dave doesn't know about anything bus related. Between Dave Say and Dave Bassett, they don't know. It's just not worth knowing.
So the tyres that are on that bus, do you know what date they were fitted?
No, I don't know what date they were fitted. Certainly not in 1979.
No.
Now, you give us 5-10 minutes, Dave Bassett will tell you. Probably tell you which shop they were bought from.
Well, certainly the bus would have been C registered. That dates it to 1965. So you can generally put it down to the had brand new tyres when it was new in 1965. And usually, if there was lucky to last a year or two, after that, you would be very lucky indeed because they get replaced pretty regular after that.
Yeah. P40F20 says with results like that, Dave, it was worth the work you put into your buses. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Be honest, Dave. If it had all gone without a hitch, would you really be as proud of it as you are now?
No, because I had to really work to get that looking like that, and neither one. Yeah,
and if it was that easy, everyone would do it, and your bus would just be ordinary.
Of course, yeah, of course, yeah. I can't emphasize that it is very, very difficult to do. Yeah, it's possible to do, but it's very difficult.
Yeah, but basically, I say don't anyone out there thinking about modifying things, don't let anything put you off, but just understand that it's not going to be easy, but it is doable. I think probably you need a bit of time and patience more than anything, don't you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, patience.
Yeah. I don't know whether Dave's done this. Well, I don't know whether you did it or not. I'm guessing so. Like with something like the Routemaster, for example, if you get like issues 1 to 4, issue 1 is normally $199. So you could buy 2 or even 3 of those issues at that price.
Yeah,
and then practice on the paintwork and see how it comes out.
That's exactly what I did with it. Because I wanted to know how to strip the paint off. So I bought about 3 issues of issue 1 and I actually managed to figure it out on the first one. And then I'd gone out and bought some primer because I'd never primed on metal before. So I went down to Halfords and they said, "Oh, this is the kind of primer you want." And I remember putting this primer. I'd never used that kind of primer. Apparently, what it does, it eats at a microscopic level. It eats into the metal, which kind of creates little grip holes for it.
Yeah.
Put it on, and I after about 5-10 minutes, I was rubbing it, and I'm like, "Oh, this is useless. It's not sticking at all." Chucked it on the shelf, and I just forgot about it for about a week. And after about a week, once it had actually cured properly, that primer was never coming off. And then I did some practice sprays on it, and it just all went down absolutely beautiful. So I ended up with 2 spare issues of issue 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's good to practice on something.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good idea to give it a go. And
yeah. Being a sad bus enthusiast, when this model came out, when I knew this model was coming out, I said to Chris, I know which I'm going to do. I'm going to do the East Yorkshire one. And the backstory behind that one is the fact that we live near Hull. And Hull had some East Yorkshire route masters painted in their old livery, the old indigo blue and cream livery with a white band around the roof. And they had them done in 1988 and 89. And when they was done and put into service in 1988 and 89, me and my dad went through to Hull and did nothing that day apart from ride around on East Yorkshire route masters throughout the whole routes that they did. And that was within a week of the first service that there was in service. And he absolutely loved that day. So did I. We absolutely loved that day together, and just riding around on the route masters all day long in Hull. And something I've never forgotten. And because he used to be an East Yorkshire bus driver, driving buses that were well older than route masters and similar to route masters with conductors, etc. And I've been a bus enthusiast all my life too. So it was just a chance to get riding around on them. East Yorkshire had brought them back for a special service for a few years to run down their Holderness Road as the route on Long Hill. And they brought them back for this special service. They called them the Clipper service. And then we could reminisce about that all day long. But the thing is, my dad sadly passed away in 2006. He had a very old East Yorkshire double-decker bus as his hearse. And what more would be fitting for my dad to recognise his memory and to take these buses to shows if I could do something special with them and make one specially into a East Yorkshire bus and make one into this one as well. I was so glad when Christine picked this livery to do because my dad liked that livery as well, and he was actually good friends with Malcolm King, the owner of this bus as well. So what more fitting tribute could I give him, really?
No, I couldn't do anything better.
No, amazing. What are we saying? Oh, Build with Adrian says, whoever would like to click on Dave Mack's channel, here is the link for the channel. So there is the link for.
Yeah, I forgot that if you're not a moderator on the channel, you can't click the link. So Adrian asked me if he'd like me to do it. I said yes, please. That'd be really helpful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Paul Wright says, I'm spraying a Morris Minor van with rattle cans. When I finish rebuilding it, just a temporary job until lockdown is over.
Excellent. I love Morris Minors. Probably another one of my iconic cars that I would like to model one day.
Yeah, it's fun. I would really love to have a Morris Minor Traveller in, what do they call it? Plum? I'll call it purple. And, Funnily enough, I absolutely love my car radios with Bluetooth and all my music. But if I had a Morris Minor Traveller, I think it'd have to have the original radio in it.
They're like
Yeah.
the dashboard anyway, aren't they? Like two little knobs sticking out.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, and if you're really lucky and I got my dates right, you might have an 8-track. You've got
Yeah.
8-track, 7-track, 6-track, whatever they're called. Big,
8-track.
big chunky cassettes the size of your head that you're going to put into the radio.
My friend at work, he's no longer there, but Mark, he loves Morris Minors, and he did have 3 at one point. He just kept buying them, stir them up, and he used to bring it to work. And he let me. It was converted to obviously have electric start, but the crank would still work. So he let me have a go at trying to crank. It was really hard work. Oh, what's going on? Yeah, no, it was really hard work, and going. And yeah, it was just, it's not like cars these days to drive. It wasn't very forgiving. You had to get it exactly in the right gear at the right time.
Yeah.
You know, grinding the gearbox.
Yeah, I remember my dad having one of them, and the indicators used to come up the side.
Yeah.
In between the door panel. Indicator on there, they used to come up like little flags.
Yeah.
On the 4 indicators, yeah. Little indicators. Yeah.
So, Dave, what did you say the registration of that Shillabere bus was?
CUV 208C.
Right, I got 2 pictures to show you later then.
Okay.
And the first one I really like because it's got the bonnet open.
Yeah.
Love Many says, conductor, you stop at that Savoy Hotel, not on my salary. Do you stop? Sorry. Do you stop at the Savoy Hotel, not on my salary? Penny's pit stop. Yep, don't forget to.
Yeah, that was me playing about with my Stream Deck. I can do little messages and I can just hit the button.
Love Minnie says, conductor, this bus was very slow. Oh, I expect we'll pick up speed now you're getting off. David Bassett says there were. Oh yeah, we've done that one, but the 9 Route Masters, and you say there's 12. In fact, yeah.
Yeah.
Dave Mack says, thanks, Adrian. I couldn't find it at all. Mike Ted Stone says, what is the reg number? Right, yeah, you did that one. Sorry. Ted Stone says, penny check pick. Dave Mack says, you've done great work on all of your buses.
Thank you ever so much.
Mike Tedstone says, it looks exactly like the real one, Dave, and that it does.
Thank you.
Chris Davies World, for Jag, I may play this as we'll do for the others too. So that's good. Lucas, 1945. Congratulations, Dave, on your buses. Your buses are a real credit to you.
Thank you ever so much, David. David Buckingham, that is. Thank you.
Chris says,
earlier on while Dave was talking.
Hey, Dave, we could get diamond painting of our buses. I would do mine, but you've got to do your own.
We'll see.
Chris Davies World says, Chris, that'd be awesome to see. And Peter Whitlock says, regarding the East Yorkshire Route Masters, Dave, did they fit through Beverley Bar?
Right.
Oh, can I answer this one?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
I know the answer. It's one where if it could fit underneath, they put the white stripe on. If it didn't have the white stripe, it couldn't go.
Right. Well, that's partly right, Penny. But actually, the Route Masters in 1989, when they first went into Hull, they did not fit them under the Beverley Bar. And that's simply because how do you fit a 14'6" double-decker bus under a 10'9" archway.
Yeah.
And that's because the 10'9" archway, the Beverley Bar, was shaped like that. And
Yeah.
so the buses that went through them had to have roofs shaped like that. And at one time, through Beverley, that was the only way through Beverley. Beverley Bar was like a gate, like a Norman gate, you know, that separated the town from the countryside and kept everybody safe in the town. And it was the only route out of out in and out of Beverley was the North Bar within at Beverley. And since the 1970s, there's been a diversion route just around the Beverley Bar. So anything that's high-sided or a double-decker bus, for instance, or a great big lorry doesn't have to go through the Beverley Bar. And they tried to restrict as much as possible bigger vehicles going through the bar because of damage to the bar and damage to vehicles. So yeah, that's why in the 1970s they stopped actually building double-decker buses that had inward tapered upper deck windows to fit through the bar. So the very last double-decker bus to have upper deck inward-facing windows was a Daimler Fleet Line, and it was built, I believe, by either Rose or Park Royals. I can't remember which. It was built by Rose, and it was it belonged to East Yorkshire Motor Services Limited, and its fleet number was 872. So RAT 872G was the last upper deck inward facing double deck bus that actually used to go through the Beverley Bar. It was the last one made. Okay.
Right. Dave Mack says that there are 2 Routemaster buses that are just parked around the corner from me. They're used for weddings, and they've still got the red colouring on them.
Oh, lovely! Absolutely lovely.
David Bassett says that his dad owned a 1953 split-screen 2-door Morris Minor with the early cheese grater grille. Semaphore indicators. It was in mid-blue with blue leather seats, reg UK X202. Kept it until 1966.
Wow, lovely.
David Bassett says, I remember it well as a small boy. We called her Old Sally.
Brilliant.
People still name their cars. I think that seems an old thing to do, isn't it? I remember naming some of my early cars, but after a while...
No, not really.
Yeah.
A lot of people still ask me what my current car's called. I'm like, I haven't got a name.
Yeah.
I think some of them are called unmentionable names that we can't mention, like
my stepdad had a car, a Hillman something or another. It was a big, ugly estate car. Did the job really well, but he called it Uriah, as in Uriah Heep.
I've heard of Canardley before today. Canardley get up the hill.
Yeah, that's it. And I had a bike that I called Ivan because it had the registration. It had a 1 in the numbers and it had VAN on the end. And my granddad was called Ivan, so I called it Ivan. But after that, I'm not really bothered. I can't remember if I named my first car now. I remember the registration plate of my first car. Why? Yeah, Mike. I might thank you for my channel, Mike.
That Penny names her vehicles Dave.
So Mike sent me a couple of pictures, if you don't mind me just sharing them.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So they're a little bit small on screen. I'll see if I can blow that up a bit. Oh, I can, look. So he sent me this one. My personal favourite of the two is this one.
Okay, yeah.
It's a little bit sunny and bright, but I just love the way the bonnet's there, and you got the red one in the background as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that is
208C, that's 20 RM2208.
yeah. See, I told you, didn't I? I said Mike will be looking up your bus, and that's how quickly he's done it.
Yeah, well, talking about names, that did have a name.
Yeah.
And it's called Rocky the Route Master.
I think I've heard you mention that before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rocky the Route Master.
So I also have. Are we up for a bit of a change of a subject?
Yeah.
So I'll show you on my phone because the effect is a lot better on my phone. For those of you who don't know, Mike Tedstone is at least one half of Smith's Beads, who helps us out a lot on our Wednesday afternoon stream. And I sent him a picture of one of the buses I was driving the other day. This is the picture I took. Sorry, it's not fantastic, but that's I like to take pictures of at least one picture of each route that I drive. But I just took this picture of in the snow, and I sent it to him. And let me show you what he's done today. Sorry about this.
You want to go full screen, Penny?
Oh yes, that would be a lot better, wouldn't it? That would help. Where are we? So this is what he sent me back today. Now, you think that's a photo, don't you?
Yeah.
It's not. It's a render of a 3D of a diamond painting.
Wow. Superb.
That's not the better one. That's only the 60 by 60.
Yeah.
If you go up to 70 by 70, you've now got this.
Oh, wow. That's brilliant, isn't it?
We were looking at this one. This is a photo of our bus.
Yeah.
And again, that looks really good.
Yeah.
I did notice that you lose a little bit on the number plate, but everything else is there.
Yeah.
That's the 80 by 60. Now, if you go to 100 by 70, there's so much more detail there.
Yeah.
So if anybody's got any wives or girlfriends or they fancy doing it themselves, that is £68. And I think that is remarkably good value.
Yeah. Isn't it?
It's a meter by 3/4 of a meter. And the only bad thing about it is that you've got to do the actual thing yourself.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's what we're actually doing is we're just making sure that's actually done in the way of in the format of a custom. Quite often, for those of you who don't know diamond paintings, you can pick a picture and then you'll be sent that picture with all the drills to put in and a little pen and some trays.
Yeah.
But obviously you might go, well, I don't like those pictures on offer. I want a picture of my dog or something. So you can send a photo and they convert the photo to a diamond painting. And that's exactly what's happened there. And they're not really much more than off-the-shelf ones.
Yeah.
And that first bus of mine that he showed, that's £43 for 60 by 60, which is it's 60 centimeters by 60 centimeters.
Massive, yeah.
Huge. And he's even given us a 10% off code as well.
Oh, lovely.
If you don't want to pay £68 for 1 meter by 3/4 of a meter, well, I'll have 10% off.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're looking into whether we can legitimately do that as a custom, but obviously we don't want to get in trouble with relevant people saying, "Oh, you've leaked our photos." So yeah, we might be doing that towards. And I've just been sent some more photos. So
I'm just looking at a photograph here, Jay, of you.
right. before I show this photo, Ted, I'm looking at a photo of a dog. Can you tell me what size that DP is? And this is absolutely excellent what I'm about to show you, but I just want a few facts. So, as I say, I don't know what size. Actually, I think this is probably 100 by 75. So this is a custom diamond painting of someone with their dog. And no, that's got to be 2 meters, isn't it?
Well, it's got to be 2 meters, doesn't it? Yeah.
100 by, yeah. So that is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So if you think diamond painting I was 180 by 135. So
Wow.
but that was actually done by Smith's Beads. So I don't know how long that took to do. You could probably have 4 people working on one corner and all meet in the middle.
Yeah.
It's big. Yeah, I bet that poor dog is scared, isn't it? Dog in the house that big. So yeah, if anyone thought diamond painting was a restrictive hobby, guess again. So yeah, if anybody's interested in that, maybe drop a message in the hobby show or the Root Master group, or direct to me, or whatever. We can sort something out. Customer says, finally finished. Picture made completely of plastic beads on a canvas. 388,800 individual beads, 425 hours, 185 centimeters by 135, 5 kilograms in weight. 4 tubs of Mod Podge glue mounted on a custom frame. Yeah, because you ain't going to get a frame like that out of B&Q, are you?
No.
You definitely get one out of Poundland. I tell you what, if Chris Campling's watching, you could get a hell of a series out of on YouTube out of that one.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I mean that's the extreme end of diamond painting. You would probably have pulled all your hair out at some point. 400. Well, that's 10 weeks if you did it as a full-time job.
That's a lot.
Yeah. You've got to love your dog to do that, though, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a chat here. So yeah, Dave Max says I've called my car the nagging witch after my partner. Laugh out loud. Paul writes, there's a bus called the Beverly Bar Bus, which with specially shaped rooftops.
Yeah, I've got one there, a picture of one right here, if you want to have a look at that. That's a typical East Yorkshire bus of the 1950s with a domed roof, a special domed roof that was actually built like that to go through the Beverly Bar.
So you would only find that bus in the East Yorkshire area?
Yes, you would, yes. Pretty unique.
I've got a picture of 872G here.
Say that again, Dave.
I've got a picture here of 872G.
872, yeah, with the inward-facing upper deck windows.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, let's have a look at that then, shall we? That's it. That's 872. Yeah.
I notice it's called RAT.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. RAT. AT is a whole registration. So yeah, if you look closely at the upper deck windows right at the top, they're sort of tapered inwards, and it was only East Yorkshire Motor Services that had buses built like that, and that of course superseded all the domed roof buses. There was made like that specifically to go through Beverly Bar in Beverly. Okay, and that was the very last one.
Okay.
Right. So, there you go.
David Bassett says my kids called the sat nav Sally Sat Nav from one we hired in Florida back in 2007. And David Bassett also says either RMC or RCL or RMA in the background of that photo, Penny.
Yeah.
It has the dual headlights.
Yes.
Has anyone seen? Sorry, just going back to that last comment. Has anyone seen the price of sat navs if you hire them with a hire car? They're like 20 quid a day.
Oh.
I was looking at a hire car the other day, and I'm like, well, if you're going to hire a car for more than 5 days, it's actually cheaper to go and buy one.
Mm-hmm.
Or just use your phone.
Or use your phone.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you getting on with your bus is finished now, Horlicks?
Yeah, my bus is finished. Wow, it's finished as in build wise. I've got a few things to do. As you know, I modified the indicators. Now I've come to the conclusion that, well, it's fact that they're not supposed to light up because that wasn't part of the build. So where I've lit them up, it's a bit wish-washy. So I think they've just painted one side of them orange, because if you look at one side it's orange, it's amber one side and sort of almost white the other. And if you look at the other side, it's mirrored. So I think they've just coated some of the paint on one side. So I need to paint that, and I got recommended some X26. And that
Right. Can I make a further recommendation? Is it solid and then you're painting orange on the top? Or is it
see-through.
Oh, the see-through. Okay, that's fine.
Because where I've put the LED, so I had to drill into the frame,
Right.
and then illuminate the inside, which is clear.
Right. Okay. No. I was on a different wavelength then, because a little trick I learned recently, if you've got like not something to light up, but this is mostly relevant with like aircraft cockpits, you know, where they have that little green computer screen. What people do is they paint that silver and then they paint clear green over the top, and it gives a little bit of a more realistic finish. But if it's actually clear, you don't want to paint silver on it and then orange, because it'll block it all up.
No.
It's like a painted orange. And I'll guess that, but slightly wrong wavelength I was on.
But just for those that might have missed, I will show it to you again. Why not?
Oh,
Why?
brilliant.
Your bus, Horlicks?
It's an excuse to turn it on.
Yeah.
So I haven't done anything with it since I finished the build. Let me just sort out. I'm probably just going to use the camera on the screen. It'll be easier. So let me just switch things on. There we go. So as you can see, they light up. I've put these tiny LEDs in the corner, and it actually lights up through the clear perspex.
Yeah.
But you might be able to notice that this side is a bit whiter
Yes.
than the other side, which looks amber.
Yeah.
Yes. I see it. Now you've pointed it out. Yes, I do see it.
Yeah.
And then it's vice versa. So from my view, this looks amber this side, and that side looks white. So that's what I've done. Really, really happy with how that's come out. You can see the imperfections of the actual plastic molding through the LED. So I've got to paint some black around the frame to hide the light bleed. And you'll notice on this side, there's still quite a lot of light bleed coming out of the corner. So that will be painted black. So I just need time to sit and do that without any pressure, really. So that's where I'm at with it. So I've still got some more work to do, but I was recommended some X26.
Yep.
And that came, and that's just like a see-through indicator color.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go over it carefully with that, and hopefully I'll have some results. So when I finish that, and then the only other thing I've done, which most of you saw, was I put magnets on this instead of sticking it on.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic idea, because even if like 6 months time you might go, oh, wish I had that advert. Well, with magnets you can.
Yeah, that's it. I thought that, and also where it's been displayed, it'd be nice to swap the adverts over as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really, really good. Glad I did that. And it's also a bit of how do you say it? It's a wussy way out, because one slip of that sticker, it would have gone on wonky, and that's it.
Yeah.
I could have caused a lot of damage. I could have, as Dave said, like the paint is so thin.
Well, yeah, we found that out with the screws, didn't we? You only got to screw it slightly too hard, and bang, you lost all the paint.
I've done that there.
Yeah.
So I need to touch that up. But
that reminds me to buy you a little present.
All right.
Yeah, well, it's not much. All it is I actually bought this, nothing to do with the Route Master. It was actually for another project, but Dave got all excited when I said I got some of this, didn't you, Dave? I was talking to Christine. I said, "Oh, tell Dave I've got some X7." He's like, "Oh." So, yeah, I might. I thought I'll just buy you a little present. I know we buy each other silly little things sometimes. Like, I won't explain the bet, but Horlicks dared me to do something, and you guys know what I'm like with a dare. And a couple of days later, I got this through the post. So, for the record, guys, if you ever make a bet with Horlicks and he loses, he will pay up. Very.
No, yeah, I've got the same. Obviously, I've got some X7. I got.
Oh, you've got some already. I'm glad I didn't buy it for you then.
Yeah, no, I got this weeks ago in preparation.
I'm in the same boat as you, because I bought a pot of X7. I mean, I've got 2 projects to use it on, but the project I primarily bought it for, I think I'll need about 3 brushfuls.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it's a big thing just to use. But so I've got 2 now. So I've got the X26 and the X7. So I can finish off what I need to do. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to doing that. Obviously, I had a bit of a scare when we were doing it, because I over tightened one of the screws on the side and it knocked the lights out because there was a short. The wires are so thin; they're like strands of hair.
Yeah,
and they're enamel coated. But I must have scraped a bit of the enamel off whilst trying to feed it through on a sharp edge, and one of the side strips. I think it was the other side, but one near the front here, like I think it's this bottom screw under there. If you over tighten that, it then knocks these LEDs out completely. So I've had to loosen that off very slightly.
right.
Then it all came back to life. So I was like, oh, thank God for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. That's mine done.
Lovely.
A beautiful job, and you've been polishing it as well, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I'm always polishing it.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised, Horlicks.
So yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I can't wait to get paints in it and get it finished. But I thought there's no rush. I'm just going to take the time. I don't want to mess up, so I'm just going to just take the time.
Yeah. I think that's the exact spot on attitude. You know, this. I see this on. I mean, I'm not knocking anyone, but I see people on the various Facebook groups. They're in such a rush to get their issues done, and fair enough. You know, if you want to get everything done in a morning, but I think, you know, if you're putting yourself under pressure to get it done, and this is one of the things we had with the Route Master show, wasn't it? I think in the early days we were putting ourselves under a bit of pressure to get it done within the show.
Yeah.
And then we kind of loosened that attitude and said, you know what, it takes as long as it takes. And look how long it took us to do that issue. There was about three streams to do it.
Yeah.
And there might have been people out there going, well, I managed to get it done in an hour. And fantastic if you did. But, you know, I took a little bit longer.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes. So in an attempt to tie in with something that I want to talk about next, how are you getting on with your other Harshette model, the Spitfire?
Yeah, really good. I'm really enjoying it. I'm up. Well, do you know what? I can't remember what issue I'm up to. I've lost track. I think I'm on 21.
Yeah,
No.
well, you seem to be really progressing with it because you seem to be on a low number. And then I look at the YouTube schedule. I'm like, really? What happened to all the numbers in between? I think
No,
your next stream is, according to this, your next stream is going to be
27.
27.
Yeah,
Well, I didn't see that long ago. You were on issue 11, 12.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and so yeah, I've got the engine done, which was really enjoyable actually.
Yeah.
It was frustrating in parts, but I didn't. Well, no, it wasn't. It wasn't frustrating. It was difficult, and I could see how some people could get frustrated with it.
Yes.
But I enjoyed it.
I'm getting messages from people, oh, can you help me with issue 11? And then can you help me with this issue? And, you know, I've always said, you know, different people will struggle. I got through issue 11 just by taking my time.
Yeah.
I think the video I did for it was, I speeded a lot of it up and it was still a 45-minute video. So you tell I didn't do it quickly, but I think that makes it a bit more enjoyable anyway.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Oh, but no, I really enjoyed doing that, and I need to try and get it to.
But it is quite funny that you're going to take. I reckon what everyone must be doing issue 11 on average at least an hour to hour and a half, and then you've got other issues which you'll have done in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've completed the cockpit, which is because we're not. I've been told we're not going to do anything with this for a little while now. So
no, and that's been a real godsend for me because I've stripped my cockpit right down and I've repainted it, and I'm just dirtying it up a little bit, because the next 3 or 4 packs, once you've done the cockpit, you'll get about 3 or 4 months worth of just doing the wings. So that's given me a lot of breathing space to do the cockpit.
Yeah.
So that's been put away in a bag just to save any dust. Done up with some electrical tape.
Yeah.
And then so far, this is what I'm not going to undo it because I've taped it all down. But
that's exactly what I did with mine.
Yeah.
I've got the wings.
Yeah.
So
and I'm well engineered. You've got this plastic wing, but you've got these strengthening bars.
Yeah.
And as you, I mean, I don't want to give spoilers, but as you develop, you'll see why there's funny little nooks and little notches in it, and it will all just all come together, and you're like, wow, what a fantastic! It really is well engineered.
Yeah.
And, I remember someone when they got to that stage, someone said, "Oh, the wingspan's not accurate," and then in the next pack you'll get the bottom piece of the wing, which adds about an inch onto each end of the wing. So is that a bit more accurate for you now? But that is one of my pet part work peeves is people complaining about a model part that hasn't been finished yet.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell from that wing, can't you, Horlicks, that something's going to go on something else is going to go on it.
Yeah.
So you can't judge it on its final finish. I mean, we can't, even now, the ones who are up to date, we can't judge what the top of the wing is going to be like because we haven't received it. I have no idea how we're going to do the wing, because obviously you want to try and do the wing so that the screws aren't exposed. And how on earth they're going to do that? But I'm not going to criticize it until I actually see. I mean, it could be that they could have little notches all along the end and the top of the wings slide in place. Yeah. Maybe with a magnet or something.
Yeah.
Or be a great big ugly screw going through the tops of them. Who knows? But if I sit here right now and get myself worked up over a screw that's going in the top that might not even exist, it's pointless.
Yeah.
So, shall we do a catch up, and then
Yes.
I'll move on to my next bit of a progress on what I talked about last week. Not much of a progress, but just a little bit.
Okay, so we've got Paul Wright that says, I think the Beverly Bar bus story is brilliant. The fact they would specifically build a bus just to get through the arch. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, absolutely true.
Fleetwood J says, hi all, hope everyone is okay. Hi Fleetwood.
Hi, Fleetwood.
And Mark's Mod says, hello everyone.
Hello, Mark.
David Bassett says, Fleetwood J, good evening, Jason. And Chris says, hello, Fleetwood. And Peter Whitlock, I'm expecting my next Spitfire issues tomorrow or Friday, but wouldn't be surprised if it's delayed due to the weather. Yeah, and actually I had a delivery note today for the Spitfire saying my next... Well, actually, the letter says my next parts are here. And I've got like a shipping address and a billing address. So they send me the letter to my billing address. So normally I'll receive those issues at my workplace in the next day or two as well.
Yeah, I was having a chat about this today. This coming Saturday will be 4 weeks since my last delivery. I've been told that the dispatch date was the 5th of February, which means I could expect up to the 19th of February, because you have to allow up to 2 weeks. But I think I will get Spitfire sometime this week. I certainly hope I get it sometime this week. Because next week, if I don't get it by next Tuesday or Wednesday, I might struggle to get my next Spitfire out.
And what issues are you getting next?
I am getting 47 to 50, which is quite scary, because that means we'll be halfway through the Spitfire, not halfway through the build. Because I believe the Spitfire is 100 issues, and the last 20 will be the diorama.
Yeah, the 20, yeah.
So, yeah. So there will be quite a few people on Facebook within the next couple of days. We'll be halfway through the Spitfire.
Yeah.
Which is starting to get sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So how come I'm...
Right, I've received up to issue 46.
Yeah, that's what's confused me, because I bought all my issues up to date and started the latest issues, but my next delivery that I'm just about to receive is 43 to 46, so I'm still 4 behind everyone.
Right, so you're a month behind.
Yeah.
But I don't understand how, if I bought all of the issues up to date at current time.
You must have subscribed just before the next 4 were. Like, if you subscribed towards the end of the 4-week period, by the time it went through the system, everyone else would have zipped on to the next delivery period. I'm guessing.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm 4 behind everyone still, but my next delivery is 43 to 46.
Yeah. Right. So, as we know, last week I introduced my new, I'm calling it Poor Man's Part Works, which is a 1:24 scale Spitfire. I couldn't show you much more because, now, funnily enough, I mentioned that in the box I had 2 halves of an engine, but I actually had the same 2 halves of the engine. And I contacted Airfix, and I didn't pass judgment on Airfix because, as I said, I said I've only reordered the spares today, or the day before. So I wasn't in a position to say they're really slow or really fast because it was unreasonable. I actually received the other half of the engine the very next day.
Oh wow!
It was literally, they emailed me. They asked me for there's a little sticker on the box somewhere, and they explained it really nicely. And they said there's a little sticker. It's got some numbers on it, and it ends in a certain number or starts in a certain number. Here it is, and it starts with MIC. So I took a little photo of the actual sticker, sent it to them. They said, right, we'll get the parts out. Then I did the show, and I said the spare parts have been ordered, but it's not likely to have come. And I'll say the very next morning I received this through the post. I'll do a little change of camera because I think it'll be easier. But I'd ordered some motors, and I ordered, everything's collapsing on my desk. Obviously, if you lean things at an angle and then balance things on top and then wonder why everything's sliding off. So yeah, this is the part that I'd received. It looks the same as this part, but it's obviously a mirror image of it. The motors that I ordered, they were only £3, but they did turn out to be too big, which is a bit of a shame. But obviously now I've got the part, I can have a little bit of a play, and I think that's the way it goes in. So the propeller's going to come through there, and we just need a little motor to go in there. But as you can see, that's just a bit too big. But that's my fault, because I'm one of these, you can give me measurements in millimeters, and I won't necessarily, until I actually see it, it doesn't really mean anything. I know what 20 millimeters is or 30 millimeters, but how does it actually translate to an actual motor? So I got the motor that I thought was the right size. I've now ordered another motor. I'm just a little bit worried because it's actually a drone motor, but it looks a lot thinner. It looks like it'll fit in there. And then Build with Adrian came up with the idea. He says, why don't you order Build the Spitfire issue 2, which has got a small motor in it for the actual our Spitfire motor.
Yeah.
So that's actually on order. But the most exciting thing, I think, and we were having a little bit of a plan, is this might be too thin, but this is 0.75 by 100 meters of fiber optic cable. So what we've been looking at is there we go. If I just get a small bit, the great thing about having 100 meters is that you can cut a little bit off and have a play, and it really doesn't matter. If I run out of this fiber optic cable for this project, I'd probably be fair to say I've used rather a lot, and I've just dropped that piece of fiber optic, and so now I'm going to have to cut another piece off. So, oh God, I speak too soon. I can't find the end. Oh God, I don't want to cut it through the middle. But I might have to.
I think.
Pardon?
I saw the end near the tape.
Yeah. Okay. Oh no. Oh, do you know what? There's enough of it. Let's cut a bit off in the middle. So, oh, there you go. That was the end. That was good and coincidental. Right, so I'm placing it there. So what I've been having a little bit of a play. I did want to do everything on camera, but the one thing I was concerned about with these machine guns, as you see, I've masking taped one in just to have a little bit of a play, but they've got these little holes, which I'm assuming are shell ejection holes. You know, when the machine gun fires, the shell needs to be ejected somewhere, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I guess that's what that hole is for. So what the idea was we were thinking of is we will cut that gun barrel off and then cut that end off, drill a hole through that little end, place it on the end of the fiber optic, and then run the fiber optic next to the machine gun like that. Paint it black if we have to. If I painted this black, the light would still travel through, wouldn't it?
Yeah, out the end.
So long as I don't paint the end black,
Yeah,
I can paint this bit, and then maybe run the fiber optics through like that, something along those lines. And then there's 4 machine guns there, but you'd have to run it through. The machine gun just sits to one side of this little hole, so you have to run it this side, and I think that would work quite well. And then we've clearly got these knobs here, nubules here, where the lights are. So again, I can just file a little hole, a little channel along there, and I can pop some fiber optics in there. And I think I could do this. And the only thing I haven't got a clue up with at the moment, the way these are arranged, these wheels are obviously meant to come up and down, but I've got absolutely no idea how I could do that with a motor.
yeah,
But I think the project is perfectly viable, and even if it's not, I would still end up with a very nice Spitfire that has no function other than a static model for about £60.
yeah.
So I don't think I'm going to lose my money whatever happens.
So as for the wheels, depending on how they fit, you could use the same system as the Hachette Spitfire uses.
Yes, that might need a little bit of engineering, and engineers are not us. But I've done things I didn't think were possible before, so I'm not saying impossible. But I also discovered something that got me a little bit excited, and you'll know this because you've already done this on your Spitfire. There is the instrument panel that goes in the cockpit, and there is the instrument panel.
Oh,
Yes, you're thinking exactly the same thing I did, aren't you?
yeah,
Is that not just crying out for an LED to be sat behind it?
yeah,
So, yeah, I need to buy some LED bulbs, and we'll get that lit up.
yeah.
So, and I'm worrying about this. Look, this looks like where the compass is going to sit, which I thought wasn't accurate. But then again, there's bits and bobs here, so that might be where the compass is. So there's, I mean, I've got like 47 or 36 episodes that I can film this in. That's how many fortnights I've got until the Hachette Spitfire finishes. So there will be stages of this is what I've done. There will be stages of this is what I'm thinking of doing, and there'll probably be stages of, please viewers, can you help me? I have no idea what to do here. Please give me your ideas.
Yeah.
So and there's the propeller. I've deliberately cut this too long. I was just having to play with it, but it's got a little hole in there. So drilling that hole larger to accommodate a motor shouldn't be a problem at all. It's always getting that first hole dead center, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when they give you something that's already got a hole that's dead center, all you got to do is enlarge it. But I daren't enlarge it now until I know the exact diameter of the shaft that's going to go in there. But I'll probably just drill it slightly too large. We'll cut a couple of notches in the motor. I'll put a little bit of epoxy in there, and I'll pop the motor in. And I don't think that'll ever come out, will it?
No.
Or something along those lines. But yeah, that's the propeller. I know it's much smaller than the Hachette one, because obviously it's a 1:24 scale. So it's 1:18, 1:24. What's that? About 25% smaller?
Yeah.
Ish. So it's a bit like it's probably a little bit like the Harshette minus the 1 to 48 scale one. So yeah. But yeah, it's the parts are looking nice. The parts are looking like it's certainly achievable.
Yes.
The big question is, can I achieve it? But I have the best bunch of YouTube viewers I've ever can imagine. They are not scared to give me hints and tips, and I'm not frightened to take advice off them. I think that's a little bit of a partnership there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah. So Geordie, I'm sorry, we're kind of ignoring you. I don't mean to. You know that, don't
All
you?
right, I'm enjoying it.
Good. I mean, you weren't even meant to be here, Geordie, and we just, let you come along. No, as I said, it's always a pleasure to have people.
How you come in? Ask you a quick question about something.
Yeah, well, this is the dangerous thing with me. If you pop in and say hello, you're stuck here. We're not letting you go. Right. Do you want to do a catch up on the chat, Horlicks? And how's your back, by the way?
I think it's my back's all tensed up, but it's playing havoc with my sciatic nerve, so I keep getting these awful shooting pains.
That's not
so
good.
I'm just trying to sit on one side.
But don't be scared to sort of say I'm off and then go and have a rest in bed because your health is
No, it's fine.
But it's funny, I know someone else who's in pain lately, and then they seem to be absolutely fine today, and then you're in pain. So maybe tomorrow it might go back to them, or maybe it'll go back to me. Because that's the worry I've got now, because I need to be in very good health for the next couple of weeks. But I will explain about that in a little bit later. I did mean to explain at the beginning. So would you like to do a chat catch up?
Yes, okay. So Chris says, hi, sorry, Mark, didn't see your comment. That was probably saying hello. Dave Matt says, I heard from Harshette that the Spitfire will be completed in 110 issues and another 10 for the display stand.
Oh.
So I've heard all sorts. I've heard it's 120, the last 20 is the stand.
That's what I've heard.
But then I heard that the 120 issues is total and it includes the stand throughout the way.
Well, I think it's a bit of an interesting way of doing it, because if you do the first magazines are the main subject, and then the last ones are the extras, people can actually stop buying the magazine partway through. It's like with the Route Master, if they dotted the figures all the way through, and with the figures they're very mixed emotions. Some people love them, some people hate them. If they'd have done the bus and then done all the figures at the last 10 issues, how many people would have actually bought those last 10 issues? So Harshette sold more magazines by dotting them through. So for them to do this with the Spitfire, I think it's a little bit, from looking at it from a business point of view, I think that's a bit of a daft thing to do. If they dotted pieces of the diorama throughout the build, we would all be forced to buy 120 issues. But now we could stop building at 100 and we've still got a Spitfire. I think you'd be daft not to get the diorama, but some people would disagree with that opinion.
Yeah, because the diorama is what's going to power, I think how's the electronics for the remote control and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I mean, it might just be pretty, and it's got a couple of cars and a couple of fueling tanks on, and it looks like there's some kind of officer sitting there going, "Get on with it! Come on, hurry up! There's a war going on." But I've always followed the philosophy that you could make a model the absolute best in the world, but if your base is no good, it's not a good model. The base can make or break any model.
Yeah. Okay, so Mark Small says it's okay. Christine, P40F20 says 120 on the Spitfire if you're getting the ground display. Dave Mack says hi, Mark's Mods. Mark's Mods says hi, Dave Mack. P40F20 says Airfix customer service is very good.
Yeah, this is the first. No, actually, this is the second time I've ever fixed customer service. This particular time around, I was very. I got the parcel. I went, oh, I'm not expecting that. And it was a little padded envelope with a little plastic bag. And I went, whew, I wasn't expecting that quick. The other time I've used them, I bought a Harrier many years ago off eBay. And the decal sheet obviously hadn't been stored very well, and it was completely useless. And I did a little bit of a white lie. I contacted Airfix. I said, look, I've just bought this kit. It's a bit of an old kit, but the decal sheet's not very good. Could you help me out? They sent me a brand new decal sheet through the post, and I didn't even buy it. I bought it from eBay. So I was a bit naughty on that one, but yeah, so 2 instances that I've used customer service, and I would definitely agree that their customer service is very good.
Yeah.
So I'm not endorsing lying to Airfix. I mean, obviously this engine piece, that was genuinely the truth. But yeah, look how good they were. So
that engine piece that you got that was the wrong side, was it on the same sprue?
No, there was 2 or 3 pieces that I just thought they'd fallen off the sprue, which they often do, don't they? But one half was on the sprue and I had to cut it off, and the other one was loose in the box.
Right. Okay. I was going to say, otherwise, surely all of them may have an error if it was.
I when I opened it, when I got the box, I swear they made the lid just ever so slightly smaller than the base, because it's so hard to get the box lid back on. So it's sealed with tape there, and there. When I got it, it'd actually been split there, but these 2 sides were sealed. And I got it from an online shop called Jedlam, and I contacted them and I said, look, I'm missing a part. What would you like me to do? And they said, we've had reports. There was a batch of them where they've been opened. And I don't know if maybe someone's opened it and then put their part back in, and I don't know, whatever. Or maybe it got muddled up at production, or maybe Airfix customer services have opened up a box to use as spare parts, and then that box has accidentally gone back out into stock. Or something, I don't know, but apparently it was a reported fault that they'd been opened, and there's the wrong bits in, so maybe Airfix were aware of it already and were already expecting my call before I called them. So, but it's all fixed now. Maybe this is why scale modelers build up stash piles, or piles of shame, as they call them. So, but I don't think I've ever bought a model project because I want to do it now. I've always bought it because I want it to be my next project. So if there are any problems, I'm generally not in a desperate rush to get it sorted out.
Okay, so we've got a little chat from Andrew Jones. So Andrew Jones is here. Hi, Andrew Jones.
Hello.
Andrew says, Penny, before you go much further with your Flying Scotsman, check the axles go into the bearings as well. Here, need to open up to take the axles before you fit the wheels.
Right, I'm going to be absolutely honest with you there. You've speaking a foreign language there. I think what you mean is make sure everything fits in properly. With what's happening next is, spoiler alert, we are building the tender, and the next stage that I've got to do, we've got some bushes to go into here, and what you've got to do in exactly the same way we did here, we've got these bushes that go in the side, and I presume that's something to do with the wheels. So you've had to file out those holes to make those bushes fit. And in the same way, I'm going to have to file those out. But I've noticed that there is an issue coming up shortly within the next 10 issues, and it contains a wheel. I haven't unsealed the magazine, so I don't know what we're actually doing with it. But yeah, it's I see what you mean. So yeah, you said your original fell to bits and did not work. I just reordered them on Amazon. Are you talk? Oh no, sorry, ignore me. That's something else. But yeah, it's yeah, it's a case of. I mean, I always try and check my work, and and I dry fit, and I don't know. I know what you're saying, and make things, check things, but I've got to be honest with you. I'm totally reliant on the magazine. I don't know what I'm checking against. I know another issue we've got coming up. These screws that we've put on the sides, we've got to file those down so that they're millimeters to less than a millimeter. So I guess that they're going to rub on something if we don't file them down. So I think I'm going to take those out and then put some thread lock on them, put them back in, leave them overnight, and then file the heads down. Because if you're going to file the head down and that screw should ever work loose, how on earth are you going to screw it back in? So, but yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, as far as the Flying Scotsman's concerned, it's a project that I have absolutely no idea if I'm going to get a decent model out of it. I'm doing my absolute best. I'm doing brand new techniques, and if it works, fantastic. If it doesn't, well, I'll pat myself on the back for giving it a go.
Yeah.
A bit like with painting the bus. You didn't know if that was going to work out, did you?
No, I didn't know.
Probably, if it didn't work out, you probably would have turned around and said, "You know what? I gave it my best shot, and it didn't work." And that's how I am with it. I know that seems a little bit. I'm preparing myself for failure. I don't see it is, but I'm giving it my best shot, and if it works, brilliant. If it doesn't, well, I have already learnt a few new skills just on the first 10 issues, so it's not a pointless exercise.
Yeah.
So,
and Andrew says also, if you order the 0201 LEDs on eBay, be careful as there are fake ones on there for the room.
Something that I found. You find a lot of eBay used to be really good, didn't it? And you had quality sellers, and now there's a lot of naff stuff on there.
What is fake though about an LED?
I think what they mean by fake is English electronics. They all have to reach a certain standard, so they've got to be glued in properly or welded or whatever, and they're all done to a certain standard. The Chinese knockoffs, they're not regulated in the same way. I believe British standards are the highest in the world, and you hear like scooters, for example, these electric scooters that came out, they were $2,000, $2,500 when they first came out, because they were all made with British parts. Then the Chinese were doing copied parts, and they were knocking them out at 10th of the price. And the reason they were 10th of the price is because half of the cost of a British manufactured goods is going through trading standards tests, and that all costs money, and that cost is passed on to the consumer. If you make the same thing with cheap Chinese labor and then ship it over and it's not been tested, you suddenly start hearing stories on Watchdog about, oh, I bought this scooter for my boy. We went down to dinner, we heard a bang, and when we went back, his bedroom was on fire. This is all the stories that you hear.
That happened with those hoverboards, didn't it, to start with?
Yes, yeah, exactly. So I think when we say fake, I think we mean unregulated stuff. Now, you and me, we bought some really good stuff from China, and there is some really good stuff out in China. And I think compared to 20 years ago, the Chinese stuff is absolutely amazing. Compared to, if you bought cheap from China 20 years ago, it will fail you. Now it might fail you. And it's, but you got to use things like ratings. I think you've got to look at the ratings, and you've got to look at them carefully, because I've seen people giving 1-star ratings for absolutely stupid stuff. I had a desk organizer, and someone gave it a 1-star rating because it was flat pack and you had to self-assemble it. But do you not? You can kind of see when something's going to be self-assembly, can't you? I just thought it was funny that there was a woman who said, I bought this for my husband who makes models. I thought it would be really handy. And he complained that he had to put it together. And I thought, well, you're a model maker. Isn't that the point of your hobby, that you put things together? So if someone bought me something for my hobby and I had to self-assembly it, I'd be like, wow, it's just added joy.
Yeah.
So yeah, read ratings, guys. Does everybody read ratings on things? Review?
Yeah,
and read between the lines. Is the reviewer just being a bit dim, or are they got something against? I mean, people give 1-star ratings because it came in 10 days when they'd quoted 7-day delivery. Oh, I waited ages for a week. Yeah, because you just bought it from the other side of the world. So,
okay. Right. Oh yeah. Andrew says it fell to bits. His original ones fell to bits and did not work. I just reordered them on Amazon. Not only did they come right if model packaging, they arrived in 2 days, not a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazon is always a good bet because Amazon's got a really good returns policy.
Yeah.
So if you buy something you're not 100% sure of and you bought it on Amazon, you can return to Amazon because you don't like it. You don't think the quality. I've done it before. I bought stuff before and I've opened the package up and I've just thought, do you know what? I haven't even used it yet, but for the money I pay, this felt really poor quality. Straight onto Amazon, return. You don't even have to pay for it to be returned. So that's another thing you can use to protect you, is use Amazon.
Yeah. Andrew says the new one costs $13.99 with free postage if you're Prime. If you don't want Prime, you can cancel Prime from your account once they arrive. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I bought my LEDs from eBay and they were 12, 13 quid for 10. So I think mine were quite good quality and they work. So that's all that matters. Andrew says, if you contact Simon Kohler from Hornby, Airfix belong to Hornby, and tell him you're going to build online on YouTube, he may give you the kit for nothing, as it would count guiding online as publicity.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I qualify yet as an influencer. Usually the people want to see like 1,000, 2,000 subs. But yeah, it's always worth asking. I do like to slip in that I'm a YouTuber. And I said I like to try and double check with things. When I first did the Flying Scotsman, I found their original promotional YouTube video to promote it. And I emailed them and I said, look, I'm going to be doing a YouTube video on building it. I know it's an old part work. May I use your video to promote the build? I will use it unaltered. And they just came back within a day and went, yeah, no problems. And usually that's the response. So, but yeah, I've had a few little gifts off people. various companies. Do you remember my birthday stream I did on Twitch? And I bought a couple of things, and I said, "Oh, I want to use them as a little gift to give away." And most of the companies have said, "Yeah, I'll send you a little bit extra." I bought some tank brushes from a company called Wall Colors, and I'd ordered one of every size, and he sent me 3 of every size. So I was able to give a couple away. So yeah, you do get occasional little freebies, but obviously it's all about building your channel up and building relationships up. I may have something on the horizon that's going to help another company, not anything to do with tonight. But yeah, when you work with companies and you deliver what they would like you to deliver without compromising your own standards, everyone's on a winner then, aren't they?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. So Peter Whitlock says, if you want different decals for Airfix Spitfire, Penny, have a look at Hannon's website. They do lots of specialist decals for all sorts of model aircraft, plus the kits as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know if I've released the videos yet. I can't remember. But I'm actually going to be doing the Tamiya 1:45 scale Spitfire, and I found the decals for Sailor Milan's aircraft. So I will be doing the exact same as the Harchette Spitfire, but in 1:48 scale.
Wow.
And I bought aftermarket decals. I bought aftermarket with the wing mirrors. They're like this big. They're so tiny. And I bought a few. I bought aftermarket instrument panel, and there's a few little bits. And I could have probably spent another £100 on more aftermarket parts. But yeah, the decals were a bit of a find, and I liked those. But there's actually turns out to be another Spitfire out there. It's a limited edition, and that actually comes with Sailor Milan's markings as standard. I think you get 2 Spitfires, but you get markings for about 8 different aircraft, including Sir Douglas Bader's aircraft.
Wow.
So it turns out our guy Sailor Milan was a bit of a major famous pilot, more famous than I thought.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. So Andrew says he meant the bushes and use a brooch to open the holes up. Don't use a file, as it could disorderly the bushes.
Right. Okay. I might have to consult with you via email closer to the time. I appreciate that when it comes to trains, you're a bit more of an expert than I am. And I'm quite happy to not go alone and take help from people.
Okay. Mike says, buy all and trouble. Got to walk the dog. She's told me it's time. Sorry, leaving early.
No worries, Mike. Always glad to have you, if only just for hello, and then you're gone. You brighten up our stream.
Andrew says, if you need to file a bush that's coming out of the frame, drill a hole in scrap bits of brass to the thickness of what you want, remove and place over the bush and remove that amount.
Oh, okay. Yes. That makes,
That makes sense.
And I think this comment backs up what I said earlier on. Yeah. No, this one. Yeah.
A fake is what trading standards calls items not made by the proper firm, i.e. Gucci. Yeah, I mean, I understand that. And, you can buy fakes and things on brands. But I've never heard of like a fake LED because they're not branded as such, are they? I don't think there's a particular brand of LED. So you could give me 2 LEDs unwired. I wouldn't know what's what. That's what I meant by... I didn't know you could get a fake LED. I thought an LED works or it doesn't, and most of them probably come from China anyway.
Yeah, technically speaking, anything as far as the UK market is concerned, anything not made specifically for import into Britain would be a fake because it's not made to UK specs, which
Even if it's a single component.
theoretically means if it was actually made to a higher standard than the UK standards, but it wasn't made specifically to import, that would technically be a fake because it hasn't been tested.
But would that still be the case for individual components rather than pre-made things?
It's all about being fit for purpose. The most obvious example is if you made cuddly toys in China and the eyes were big chunky buttons that were not really sewn on properly, and it was sold with the intention of buying your infant child, that's a fake because it's not going to meet the standards, because the eyes will come off, the children will chew them and swallow them and choke.
I suppose it's a difference between like your example of a cuddly toy. The stuffing from China may be highly flammable.
Exactly. Yes.
It wouldn't be allowed to be flammable at all. It would have to be fire.
Yeah. So if you made a clock with lots of electrical components in, you wouldn't need to necessarily test each individual component, but by the nature of a clock, it's probably going to be plugged in 24/7. Is it going to explode? Is it got capacitors and thingy bobs and this, that's, and the other to stop it from overheating?
Yeah.
Now, if you plug it in and it gets really hot within 2 minutes, what's it going to be like after a week of being plugged in?
Yeah.
So it's just all about meeting standards, and I think, in the UK, we don't know what half of these standards are because we trust the standards so much that we know we can just go in the shop and buy it. And if there's a problem, because we bought it from a high street store, we've got someone to sue.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Okay, so Andrew says, like bags made, not made by Gucci. They would do that they would do that as it costs a lot of money if that's their videos.
Yeah.
Just before we move to the next one, Alex, Penny, I've got to go because I've got a dog to take out for a walk.
Yeah, no problems, Dave. Thank you very much for joining us. I do really appreciate it.
Right, thanks for having us. Okay, good night, all.
All right. Good night, Dave. Take care now.
Take care, Dave.
Dave Matt also says, going to call it a night, guys. Great streams always. See you on the next one. Good night. All stay safe.
Good night, Dave.
Good night, Dave Matt.
Dave.
Andrew says, the original LEDs do not come in company in China packaging, while the new ones did also. On the original ones, the LEDs were mixed up with the...
Yeah, I haven't got a clue either.
Estrus with the resistors.
Yeah.
I mean, for the purpose of the root master, I didn't need if that's resistors, I didn't need them anyway because I wired it into the circuit board, so that was all good. But yeah, Penny, I've loads of contacts in model railway world who can help you with the build.
So do I now as well, because you gave me the advice of joining the O-Gauge Model Club, and I've had 2 or 3 magazines now, and they are really informative.
Yeah.
Then Andrew says fake, and then P40F20 says, with LEDs, no matter who made them, it's best to run power through them for 24 hours. If they last that long, then they're all well made and good for use. I'll be honest, I didn't do that. I tested them. They were lit up, so I put them in.
And don't forget, you can still buy LEDs from a well-made, reputable company, and a certain percentage of them will fail. That's absolutely a better company, less will fail than a cheapo company. I wonder if I just change this view a bit, because I really do like it to be better.
Yeah.
What I was going to say was I'll just bring up a couple of things that I was going to bring up. Changing my camera and my camera, sorry. And Yeah, we'll have a look at a couple of these things here. So yeah, my next move is going to be doing this. This was bought for me by Horlicks. It's a quick build Spitfire, D-Day Spitfire. So this is going to be my first aircraft of 2021. So, and then we're going to move on from that, which is very, very simple kit, but it's going to be like my mascot in a way, because it's going to be sat behind me where Christine's bus is.
Yeah, a little bit like my Tamiya one.
Yeah. Then I'm going to move on to the Hachette Spitfire, which I've got 46 now. I've got 46 of these to do. So I've actually done the first one. This is the second copy of a first copy. So I've got 46 issues to do. So I'll be moving on to that then, which will take me, I'm hoping to get 3 or 4, 5 or 6 done a week, depending on what's what. Then I'm going to build, in between times, I'm going to build the Tamiya Willys Jeep, which is 135 scale. So I'm going to build this because this is another iconic vehicle to me, as well as the Spitfire. Then I'm going to build another aircraft, and I think somebody's guessed what it is already, but I'm not telling you just yet.
I'm not saying anything in case it was me who guessed it, and you don't know.
You'll have to wait and see. But I have got, as you've already seen, I've got the DC-3.
So that was what I was going to guess for the other aircraft.
Which
so
is the modest DC-3. So yeah, I'm going to build that in between doing the Spitfire, doing the other one, doing the Jeep, and maybe a couple of other army vehicles as well. So yeah, because I want to build some dioramas around what I'm going to be building. So that's my little update on there.
Hang on, Dave, can I just see that Jeep again?
I'll just quickly show you this. Yeah, it's the 135 scale Tamiya. Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
While I'm building that, I'm going to be using this material here. It's
I thought you were going to say you were going to be building a model of a napkin.
No, I'm going to be building with this material on my build board because it's nice and soft, and I'll be spreading that out. You get this from Boys and places like that, 80 odd pence a sheet. So I'm going to be using that.
That'll make the F20 happy then, won't it?
Yeah, because I don't want to scratch anything. So
he does tell us we don't use a mat.
Absolutely. So that's about brought me up to date. So everybody watching that knows my channel, keep your eye out for them bits and pieces and the special build as well. And yeah, you'll be surprised.
You always have a little secret up your sleeve, don't you? Even if you think you know everything you've still got another secret up the sleeve.
I have, yeah.
That's why I love you, Dave, because
I might have a couple of secrets up my sleeve.
Oh. And do you have any secrets up your sleeve, Horlicks?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay, maybe we'll have to get you some secrets then.
Yeah.
So, I meant to say this right at the beginning. I have a bit of a channel announcement. You'll notice that there's not really much progression on the room at the moment. And the reason for that is for unforeseeable circumstances. My landlady has had to ask me to move out for circumstances of her own. So I'm moving out. Well, I've got about 3 weeks left. The problem also is that I am really struggling to find a room of a reasonable size for my budget. I am still looking to try and stay where I am because I'll be absolutely honest with you, I'm on a really good number here. I get days off that I want. I get the hours that I want. They know what I'm like and I know what they're like, and I'd be a fool to move. But I've had to consider calling the agency and saying, I'm having a bit of trouble with accommodation. Do you have any jobs that come with accommodation? And they said, yes, we do have one job. It's an ongoing contract. There's no set finish date, but it's up in Glasgow. It's accommodation provided. I'll get free accommodation for 4 weeks. Then I've got to find my own accommodation. And if I'm prepared to commute, say 20 miles daily commute, there's actually some really good properties out there. For example, there's one, I won't get it because I'm not looking for about another 4 to 6 weeks, but I found a 3-bedroom house with a front and back garden. The whole house without bills is actually cheaper than this 8-foot by 8-foot room that I'm in at the moment.
Wow.
And I'm still be earning similar money. So unfortunately, it means the worst case scenario, I might be in a hotel for 4 weeks. So I won't be able to stream. And obviously I've had my problems with my Route Master. So we're going to be changing the Wednesday show a little bit. I'm actually going to be pushing next week. I might do the Route Master live, but once I go to Glasgow, what we're going to do is I'm going to finish off my Route Master in the format of pre-recorded videos whenever I can get those out. Build with Adrian is going to be joining the live builds on a Wednesday, and he's going to be doing a live build of the Spitfire, and he's going to be doing the magazine that is due out on that day. And then when I'm able to come back, I will come back on the Wednesday show and I will build the same issue with Adrian every week. Horlicks will still be joining us because we can't live without Horlicks. It's as simple as that. And then we'll have the odd splattering of guests as well. So we will be changing this show to Spitfire. We love this Spitfire so much, and we love the way that you've taken it on board so much that we've even set up our own email system, haven't we? And our domain name is eaglesquadron.co.uk. We will roll that out later on. So the Dream Team are all going to have their own email addresses, which will be channel name at Eagle Squadron or whatever we go for.
Yeah.
But obviously, I don't want to stop streaming. I want something to carry on. I mean, it might well be that I turn up, the hotel room isn't even a hotel, maybe it's a big massive room, and I can set all my computer up straight away and away I go. But I've got to look at the worst case scenario, which is that for the first 4 to 8 weeks that I'm there, I have no facilities for building. So I could end up, my YouTube channel could end up going slightly backwards and I'm doing more catch up. But I promise you guys, I will be back. I've just got to hope that I can carry on getting me Wednesday nights off. But if I can't, I'll push for Wednesday nights off. If I can't get a Wednesday night off, I'll push for a regular night off. Or if failing that, if I'm on a normal route, I'll probably get every other Sunday off. So I won't be going. I just will be stepping back for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sorry. It's I absolutely love. Right now, I'm in a really good position. I because I'm on a little bit more money, I don't have to work so many hours. And I think I've got the balance between work and personal life just right at the moment. And then obviously, through no fault of her own, the landlady's asked me to move out. So sorry guys, tried my best, and but we will still have a show and we'll be doing Spitfire. But I think it'll be really nice to be building Spitfire with somebody else, so you will get 2 different angles of opinion on it. Build with Adrian will look at things a little bit differently from me, and then between us, and because we'll be building it on the day of the magazine release, maybe possibly people can build along. And myself and Dave and a couple of others have got things in the pipeline as well, haven't we, Dave?
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
And I think that between our little group, we're going to have the best damn set of YouTube channels the world has ever known.
Yeah, why not?
I firmly believe that. Might be small, but we are collectively we are a fantastic group. We should really call our group Legion, because the sum of the parts is greater than the whole, or something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that. You know what I meant to say, even if I didn't say it. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, I think we've just about exhausted everything now, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so.
And to think that I thought we might not possibly have enough content on the show to make a show. I know what I meant there. But yeah, no, certainly more than enough content there, wasn't there, with 4 people on the show.
Yeah.
So I think it's been a wonderful evening.
Jolly good.
Had 2 wonderful guests on and a wonderful co-host, and I think I was all right. So yeah. So
All right,
I won't be around next week. It's just the week after that I'm. In fact, I haven't confirmed any start dates. One of the conditions actually is that I have to have had a negative COVID test at not more than 48 hours before I start. I went for one a couple of days ago. What was it? Monday, Tuesday, Monday. I went for one. And it was a non-symptom COVID test. I think they call it a latency test. And I thought, I was still under the thought that you couldn't get COVID twice. So I was kind of secretly hoping that I get positive, and then I'd self-isolate for 2 weeks, and then I'd be just in time to start the new job in Scotland, and I'd be clear. But I got a negative result. I still can't believe I got a negative result, because the amount of contact I make with people, I don't know, understand. I mean, I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong. I'm touch wood. But, you know, you've got these people that sit indoors and they follow all the rules carefully, and they've not been out of the house since last March, and they get COVID. And I'm out every day in amongst people, and I'm negative. And you know, some people say, well, that's not fair. But you know, maybe I have won the lottery on this particular occasion.
Yeah, maybe you have. Yeah.
So I just got to try and keep myself fit and healthy.
Yeah.
And then sort out a move. Basically, what I'm going to have to do is shove everything I've got into my storage unit. Go up to Glasgow with literally a bag full of clothes, and then after a week or 2, start sorting either. If I get a nice big house sorted out, that's £200 a month I've saved by not needing storage. And then, you know, move into a decent house, get myself a cheap car to get going with, and travel to work every day, and everyone's happy.
Yeah.
So I hope. And Andrew's already giving me contacts in Glasgow. I've not even got them. He's giving me contacts. That's why I like Andrew Jones, you see.
Yeah.
So the last of the chat then. Andrew says that I know I use e-cigs. There's been a lot of problems with fake chargers, which is dangerous and cause fires. Yeah, I'm completely aware of them, and I don't from reputable sellers.
Yeah.
Because I've warned actually someone at work. Her other half just bought one, and it was a cheap one from China. And I said, tell her to bin it. Don't even bother plugging it in.
Yeah.
So, piece 40F 20 says, aha.
Take on.
He says, in normal times, I suggest I meet you at the RMC headquarters at Keene House and introduce the experts there and show you our very extensive library.
Yeah.
The Whiff Road was a register.
Okay.
Register my dyslexic. Dyslexic is going mad.
Yeah, you are writing an awful lot though.
Peter Whitlock says the hazards of being a model maker. There's always something on the shelf in the cupboard waiting to be built.
Absolutely.
I've recently got back into scale models, and I think I had a stash of about probably about 7 or 8 before I even actually started to glue together my first one. And that's how your pile of shame builds up.
Yeah.
Andrew says he means the RMC is having a Zoom meeting on tomorrow with Steve Flint, the editor of the Railway Modeller. David Bassett says a squadron of Spitfires, Dave say.
Not quite.
Don't worry, David Bassett, we will get him there. He just doesn't realise it yet.
P40F20 says the Dream Team rules.
Yeah.
Yes.
Andrew says there are lots of railway modelers in Glasgow. He's going to email you the details of memberships of the RMC, so you can get in touch with Nigel McMillan in Glasgow, who's got a large O gauge standard and
Is that
NG layout.
right?
NG is
based on Campbelltown.
These are places that mean no sense to me whatsoever, but I'm sure that once I get to Glasgow, it will begin to make a lot more sense.
Yeah. And Masha Smith layout all the locks for the
crown. Listen, Hawley, you're doing really, really well, and Pam. Andrew, sorry, because I see Pam Bailey, so that's obviously what I end up saying. You don't need to apologise for your spelling. You've already told us weeks ago why, and you know it's we have great people. I don't think there's anybody actually. I can't think of anyone, especially any of our group, where we are absolutely perfect in every department.
No.
We've all got something that's considered not normal in one department or another.
Yeah,
so
we do.
That's what makes us all brilliant, isn't it? Collectively, we are an absolutely brilliant bunch. Well, I don't know, somebody else knows, and don't worry. So please don't apologise about spellings.
No.
And I can't spell at the best of times anyway. And my misspelling is usually because I'm typing faster than my fingers can handle. I'm too lazy to spell check.
I'm like that. So Andrew says it's dyslexics playing up. And he will email you tomorrow. There's also Keith Castle in
South Lanarkshire.
Right.
That's what it'll be.
Yeah. So
so it looks like I could be landing on my feet here in all departments.
Yeah, you're going to be an expert on model railways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, of course, if I've got a bigger house, maybe with an attic, there's nothing holding me back then, is there?
Yeah.
I'll be like, right, so this is my bus room, this is my aircraft room, and this is my ship room. If you'd like to come into the attic, I have a 100% accurate layout of Norwich train station.
Yeah, I saw a guy actually. I think it was a documentary, and he's addicted to Lego, and he's got his house full of Lego, and he's bought a second house that he's racked out just to store old Lego sets.
Wow,
that's it. There's no one lives in the house. It's just got racking with every Lego set that's been published.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know if I could go that far, but the way I'm going, I could end up to go on that way with part works and large scale models. Why can't I have the attitude? Actually, tiny models are much better than large ones. If I could just have that attitude, it would take me 50 years to fill a room up. But no, I have to go. Great big models is the way to go. Big and heavy. It's so big you can't lift them.
Yeah.
Andrew says it's a real railway. Also, when you get to Glasgow, make sure you visit the Wemyss Bay station, as the building is wonderful.
Peter Whitlock. special pictures just for you.
Peter Whitlock says even our spell checkers get it wrong. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Very true.
What was I reading? That's right. Yeah, I read in the news today that the guy who invented predictive text died today, and apparently his funfair will be at Monkey.
No.
Yeah. Predictive text.
Yeah.
Andrew says Boston Lodge, and Peter Whitlock says large ones are easier to see.
Yeah, that's true.
But not necessarily easier to. You'd think they would be easier to build because the parts will be larger. But as people F20 pointed out a couple of weeks ago, it just means that they can give you more small parts to build.
Absolutely.
Some of these parts that we've been given are tiny, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, on the Ecto, I think Mark Mards just released it this Monday. We've got a little panel and it's got some tiny buttons. Well, if that was a smaller scale model, those buttons would have been molded into the plate.
Yeah.
Because it's larger, we've got to cut these 6 or 8 little tiny buttons off and we've got to put them all in because they're large to make a part with.
Yeah.
So,
Andrew Jones says Joanna Lumley yesterday on England documentary. She went on a Glasgow Leyland PD60.
PD2 of the 60s. Yeah.
And then a 70s bus, which Dave will love.
Yeah.
And there were about 5 minutes with the bus.
Wow. Yeah. Was that a maroon and white bus by any chance in Glasgow? Or was it a yellow one? Right, yeah. One of my favourite buses is a Lennon PD2. So with the 0600 engine.
yeah, I'm looking this up now, don't you?
No, you're going to be looking Glasgow buses up here, yellow and white, or
Unfortunately, what I can get is the big modern company that are there, which so I know I'll probably
there
be
we go. Andrew's answered you already. Yellow and cream.
cream.
Yeah.
Yellow and cream. Oh, and Yorkshire Crafter says night, everyone. So good night, Yorkshire Crafter.
Yeah. Oh no, I've got a picture of old Glasgow, and I can see that the buses are all black and white.
All right.
Yeah, it's
Black and white picture.
yeah, they're all the same colour as all the cars and all the people and all the building.
Yeah, I always get mixed up with Glasgow colours and Edinburgh colours because Edinburgh are maroon and white, and Glasgow are yellow and white, or yellow and cream.
Your knowledge, Dave, is absolutely insane.
No, could be better.
Well, like I say, what you don't know probably isn't worth knowing. Right, so if everybody doesn't mind, I'm going to start to wind up the show.
Okay.
Does anybody have anything else to add? You look like you all right, Horlicks.
I'm all right. I'm just, this
Okay.
chair is just not the most comfortable thing in the world with a sciatic nerve that's angry.
It's not nice.
No, I'm just going to do a quick get rid of those. Right, so it looks like there is nothing on YouTube tomorrow, but you know what we're like. That might change, but as it stands right now, there's nothing booked. Friday we have Horlicks, who's doing Spitfire 27 onwards. And the way you're going, you'll do 27 to issue 40 or something, won't you?
Oh no,
you've gone through it.
Maybe, yeah, we'll see. No.
So Saturday and Sunday, Build with Adrian has 2 streams scheduled. Saturday being Terminator issue 95 and 96, and then Sunday is he's got issue 47 now. I made a bit of a pact with someone to say I will read whatever's been said. And what is actually written down here is Spitfire 47. But I'm going to query that one because 47 isn't. Basically, if he does 47, and no, I'll leave it. Right. So it's got written down issue 47 of the Spitfire. I didn't want to get in trouble for calling out providing misinformation. So Monday we have Ecto 1 that's being built by Chris Davis, but that's a dual stream with Chris Campbelling. So you can watch that on either channel, but Chris Davis will be doing the building. Tuesday we have nothing on as it stands. And then next Wednesday afternoon we have the Paint with Diamond show, number 28. Can you believe that? We are over 6 months old.
Yeah.
Now, that would normally be with myself and Yorkshire Crafter, but I won't be there because I've got my third of 3 CPC courses.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday evening will be, I'll say, a part work show. I'm hoping it'll be Route Master issue, whatever the issue we're up to. But I will update this. But it's that one is going to be there will be a show. We just can't confirm what the content is. And we've had 2 weeks of chit chat, and I'm not sure how much I can stretch the chit chat out for.
That's it,
There's only so much we can talk about. But there will be a show next Wednesday, and I will be doing something, hopefully a Route Master. But to be fair to Harshjet, they said this issue will take up to 14 days.
Yeah.
And I ordered it, I think it was yesterday. So let's hope. So that leaves us with the sad goodbyes.
Yeah.
So, as Horlicks has just done a runner, would you like to say goodbye, Dave?
Yeah. Thanks for joining us tonight and commenting in the comments. And give Penny a nice good thumbs up as normal. And join us again very shortly for another stream on either this channel or somebody else's channel. And so it's a good night from me. Take care. And we'll see you all again soon.
Thank you very much, Dave. So, Horlicks?
Yes.
Oh, you're on your phone, didn't I?
Yeah, no, I just had to have a look. No, thanks for tuning in, and it's been really interesting, and it's been great seeing Dave's buses and progress on them. Or nearly finished article, and I will see you on my show on Friday. So yeah, that's it from me. Hopefully, I won't be in so much discomfort.
I hope not. Right, so thank you very much. I'll just pick up on the odd little comment. We got P40 saying, right, Teagle Squadron Ops on Friday.
Yeah.
Excellent show, Dream Team.
Thank you.
Mike Tedstone's just come back as we're going. I do apologise about that.
Okay.
Andrew says the bus in dock is orange yellow. And then Peter Doc says good night all. So big thank you for Dave for joining us, showing us his bus. I never get bored of seeing his models, not just his bus, but everything he does. Big thank you to Horlicks as usual. Horlicks has been with me for so long, it's easy to forget. But I am really grateful for his help. I don't think I could be 10% as good without Horlicks. He really does make my show, and I really do appreciate it. And of course, I appreciate all of you. Again, without your help, watching, commenting, again, it wouldn't be a great show. I would just be a mere mortal without all of you. So with that, you guys take care. If I don't see you before, I will definitely see you next Wednesday. I might have some more news for you on what's actually happening, but I will see you next Wednesday for something. So take care, guys. Bye-bye.